Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Alright, so it's been a couple days. I've allowed all the news to drop in. I've allowed it to simmer. We have a real he said, she said situation on our hands here. There's a lot of information, left-wingers are saying one thing, right-wingers are saying another. We're talking about the IRS whistleblower claims. Two credible whistleblowers at the IRS have come out publicly alleging that the DOJ is essentially protecting Hunter Biden. And so I've gathered as much information as I can on this topic. Let's put it all together. Let me give you guys a full picture explanation as to what's going on from all sides. We've got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so let's first start off with the two whistleblowers. These clips should give you guys a little rundown on what's going on.
Whistleblowers say reoccurring unjustified delays pervaded the investigation, including authenticating a WhatsApp message in which Hunter Biden demands payment from Chinese officials, noting that his father is in the room. The whistleblowers revealed IRS investigators were told by U.S. Attorney Leslie Wolf that because the evidence would be found in the guest house of former Vice President Biden, quote, there is no way, close quotes, a search warrant for evidence would ever get approved. IRS whistleblowers told this committee that crucial information about the investigation was divulged to Hunter Biden's attorneys. For example, even an investigators had probable cause to search a Northern Virginia storage unit in which Hunter Biden had stored files.
CBS News has obtained this letter Shapley's lawyers sent to Congress Monday, alleging irregularities in DOJ's handling of the investigation. Shapley is seeking legal protections from Congress so he can share specifics of his allegations.
There was multiple steps that were slow walked at the direction of the Department of Justice.
Had you ever encountered that before?
I have not, no. These deviations from normal process, and each and every time it seemed to always benefit the subject.
So essentially the TLDR, you have two IRS whistleblowers claiming that high-up, powerful individuals have stepped in to protect the Bidens. Seems like a credible claim. These types of investigations don't usually take 5 years. Even CNN was able to admit that very odd aspect of this case a couple days ago.
Sarah makes a great point about the Hunter Biden investigation at DOJ. This is preposterous. This has been pending, according to our reporting at CNN, since 2018. 5 years. And this, by the way, this investigation is not the laptop. This investigation is a tax issue. Did Hunter Biden declare his income? And a sort of obscure gun law. Did he possess a gun while he was addicted to drugs, which you're not allowed to do under federal law? Did he lie about that? But 5 years, I mean, that's a 5-week investigation. And this spans the Trump administration and the Biden administration. Someone's got to make a call on this case. I don't know what is going on, but it's beyond anything I've seen before.
So that's one concerning element. It's not normal for a case like this to take 5 years. And considering all the hard evidence that Hunter was facing, the assumption is that if he was just a regular American citizen, he would have been charged a long time ago. But instead, because his name is Biden, the investigation was slow-walked over 5 years. It was stalled ahead of the 2020 election, and eventually he was given a little slap on the wrist, not actually facing any significant penalty for the crimes that he committed. Not to mention the DOJ kind of dropping, I'd say, the core components of Hunter Biden's criminal enterprise. So suspicious, to say the least. But the biggest element of the whistleblower claims actually had to do with Merrick Garland. They claimed that Merrick Garland stepped in, that Merrick Garland stood in the way of their investigation, contrary to what he told Congress under oath. The IRS whistleblowers claiming that Merrick Garland interfered in the Hunter Biden case. This was Merrick Garland's response.
Mr. Weiss, who was appointed by President Trump as the U.S. Attorney in Delaware and assigned this matter during the previous administration, would be permitted to continue his investigation and to make a decision to prosecute any way in which he wanted to and in any district in which he wanted to. Mr. Weiss has since sent a letter to the House Judiciary Committee confirming that he had that authority.
He claims that David Weiss was given the ultimate authority to make all decisions on his own. He also said this previously under oath, as I mentioned earlier.
As the committee well knows from my confirmation hearing, I promised to leave the matter of Hunter Biden in the hands of the U.S. Attorney for the District of Delaware, who was appointed in the previous administration. So any information like that should have gone, or should have gone to that U.S. Attorney's offices and the FBI squad that's working with him. I have pledged not to interfere with that investigation, and I have carried through on my pledge.
That's a clip from March 1st, 2023, if I'm not mistaken. But that statement is now coming under question considering the whistleblowers are saying that he's a liar. There's document evidence that suggests that this might be the case. On October 7th, 2022, senior IRS, FBI, and DOJ officials, including U.S. Attorney Weiss, had a meeting at which Weiss said that the DOJ/Merrick Garland were impeding the Biden investigation. Darrell Walden, who is in charge of IRS criminal investigations at the D.C. office, confirmed what happened. Here's an email from Gary Shapley to Michael Batdorf with Darrell Walden CC'd. He writes, Mike, Darrell asked me to shoot an update from today's meeting. Darrell, feel free to comment if I missed something. Discussion about the agent leak. Requested the fear stay as small as possible. DOJ IG will not be notified. FBI HQ is notified, and they refer it to their counterintelligence squad in a field office for investigation. IRS CI, we need to make a referral to TIGTA. What do you need from me on this action item? Weiss stated that he is not the deciding person on whether charges are filed. I believe that this is a huge problem, inconsistent with DOJ public position and Merrick Garland testimony. Process for decision needs DOJ tax approval first. Stated that DOJ tax will give discretion. We explain what that means and why it is problematic. No venue in Delaware has been known since at least June 2021. Went to DC, USAO in early summer to request a charge there. Biden appointed USA, said they cannot charge in his district. USA Weiss requested special counsel authority when it was sent to DC, and Maine DOJ denied his request and told him to follow the process. Here's a response from Darrell J. Walden on Tuesday, October 11th, 2022. Good morning all. Thanks Gary, you covered it all and I'm taking care of referral TIGTA. Mike, let me know if you have any questions. Signed Darrell J. Walden. So that's one piece of internal email evidence. There's also the official letter that was sent from Mr. Weiss to Jim Jordan after his inquiry. This is a letter from U.S. Attorney David Weiss. He writes, Dear Chairman Jordan, your May 25th letter to Attorney General Merrick Garland was forwarded to me with a request that I respond on behalf of the department. While your letter does not specify by name the ongoing investigation that is the subject of the committee's oversight, its content suggests that your inquiry is related to an investigation in my district. If my assumption is correct, I want to make clear that, as the Attorney General has stated, I have been granted ultimate authority over this matter, including responsibility for deciding where, when, and whether to file charges, and for making decisions necessary to preserve the integrity of the prosecution, consistent with federal law, the principles of federal prosecution, and departmental regulations. And so look, on this one, it's not necessarily clear-cut. It's hard to say exactly what's going on here, whether David Weiss is doing damage control, maybe Merrick Garland was telling the truth, or maybe Merrick Garland lied under oath. They're all possibilities. I don't know, but my personal opinion, I don't trust Merrick Garland in the slightest. How is it that all of a sudden David Weiss issues a statement that he's had the ultimate authority this entire time, when previously we have internal documents, internal communications suggesting that he didn't have the ultimate authority and that he was being blocked? That just came out of nowhere? Nobody's refuting the actual content of the email, but rather it seems like damage control. Leftoids are saying, well, David Weiss was appointed by Trump, therefore, yeah, that's not an argument. I honestly don't trust him either. Something is fishy. Something smells deeply wrong. And my perspective at the end of all of this is totally unchanged, regardless of what information comes in, what evidence that leftoids are using to refute the idea that the DOJ has been compromised. Nothing is good enough to explain how this investigation took 5 years. You mean to tell me that this investigation wasn't being blocked from higher ups, or at least slow-rolled, when it took 5 years to conclude? Give me a break. I think Merrick Garland is lying. I believe the whistleblowers, I believe my eyes, I read the document, and still nothing can justify these weak charges on Hunter Biden. The same leftoids who chanted for years that no one is above the law are the same leftoids defending the Bidens being objectively above the law, as we're seeing. I mean, even famous rappers can see the clear bias here. Kodak Black's attorney calls out the hypocrisy of Hunter Biden's plea deal. The news did not sit well with Bradford Cohen, who took to his Instagram page on Tuesday of June 20th to point out that Kodak Black got tossed in jail for 3 years for the weapons charge, and Cohen suggested that the result would have been different if Kodak Black was either white and or politically connected. 2 tiers of justice. Kodak Black was charged for the same crime, got over 3 years. Mr. Biden will not serve a day. Feels right? Do FBI agents and federal authorities take cases personally? I'm going to discuss this on my subscriber page. So rapper Kodak Black gets hit with a gun charge, faces over 3 years in prison. Hunter Biden, clearly guilty on a gun charge, even had the Secret Service involved in an attempt to save his behind, and he gets nothing. You mean to tell me that there isn't political bias and corruption at the DOJ? Give me a frickin' break. Anyways, that's all the information. That's pretty much what I've been able to gather on this case. The leftist arguments defending Hunter Biden are not convincing. Frankly, they're utterly pathetic. Nothing they've showed me changes anything, at least in terms of my view on this case. That's what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. You know that we'd love to have you here. Thanks for watching, folks, and I'll see you on the next one.